Well, the now Duchess of Cambridge wore a tiara that I think says an awful lot about the new royals.
Oh, my word. Did you see what Princess Kate wore the other night? She stepped out in public looking like an absolute vision, and on her head, Diana's most precious jewel. The moment she walked in, all heads turned. Gasps filled the air. But guess what? One person wasn't just shocked, she was heartbroken. Queen Camilla. She was frozen. Literally. Her smile vanished in an instant. The necklace. Yes, that necklace. Once Diana's full of heartache and history was now gleaming proudly on Kate. It was like someone had resurrected the past. I swear, someone near her even whispered, "It's like Diana just walked into the room." I mean, chills. Camilla, her face said it all. She looked like she was holding back tears. The flash of the cameras couldn't catch the depth of that silence in her eyes, but you could feel it. That tiara wasn't just a piece of royal sparkle. It was the symbol of a long-buried war, a quiet war of love, pain, and legacy. It's the lover's knot, people. Not just a headpiece. It's history woven in diamonds and pearls. Did you know this iconic tiara dates back to 1914? Oh yes, Queen Mary wanted something exquisite, something to mirror her own grandmother's cherished piece. She had artisans delicately place each diamond and pearl not just for beauty, but to mean something. Fast forward, and Queen Elizabeth II hands this masterpiece down to Lady Diana Spencer, right before the big 1981 royal wedding. Talk about a welcome gift. Here's the tiara, darling, you're one of us now.
So what are we to make of the jewels that were on display at Westminster Abbey last Friday, and in particular those that Kate Middleton wore as she walked down?
Diana, oh Diana, she wore it like a dream. At first, she looked like a fairy tale princess, head held high, heart full of hope. But over time, that tiara became more than a crown. It became her armor. It followed her on state banquets, royal tours, crowds screaming her name, and still, no one saw the pain it held. Behind those dazzling pearls, silent tears. People told her, "Smile for the cameras." But that smile sometimes hid heartbreak. The tiara, heavy with jewels and even heavier with sorrow, became part of Diana's story. She didn't just wear it, she carried it, and the public saw that. It became a symbol of strength, of perseverance. Her tiara, no one else's. Then she was gone, 1997. And with her passing, the tiara vanished from the public eye, as if it were too sacred to be touched. For almost 2 decades, it remained hidden, tucked away, like a memory too tender to face, until 2015. Boom. Catherine, Kate, our ever-poised Princess of Wales, stepped out wearing it. The world gasped. Is that? Oh yes, it was. The tiara sparkled again, this time not just with diamonds, but with emotion. "It's like Diana's with us again," someone murmured. The symbolism was impossible to miss. Kate wasn't wearing it to show off. This was different. This was meaningful. She wasn't replacing Diana. She was honoring her. And my goodness, did the world feel it. But then, Camilla, she stood watching. Dressed impeccably, of course. She had her own royal jewels, grand ones, from Queen Mary, Queen Elizabeth, all glittering, but not that one. Not the lover's knot. And oh, did that sting. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away, everyone assumed Camilla would inherit the top jewels. After all, she was queen consort now. Logical, right? But plot twist, the tiara went straight to Kate. Not a whisper to Camilla. The rumors? Wild. Some say the queen herself decided it. Others hint Charles may have whispered a thing or two. Either way, Camilla didn't get it. And the whispers began, why Kate? Why not Camilla? Kate didn't just get the lover's knot, darling. Oh no, she also received a stunning collection of royal treasures. Brooches, glittering earrings, precious necklaces, all once worn by Queen Elizabeth and even Princess Margaret. Not just shiny trinkets. These were saturated with meaning, history, emotion. And guess who was getting all of it? Kate. Yes, Camilla did get some of the late queen's jewels. Sure, she's the queen consort after all. But the pieces that tugged at the nation's heartstrings, those dripping in legacy and love, they went to Catherine. The real shocker? It wasn't even about who got the best jewels. It was about who was being trusted to carry them forward. "It's not just jewelry," a palace aide whispered. "It's about legacy. It's about trust." And people started seeing Kate differently. She wasn't just a duchess anymore. She wasn't even just the Princess of Wales. She was something more, something symbolic. She became the face of a kinder, more relatable royalty. The people's royal, gentle, warm, human. Camilla, bless her, had the crown. She had the robes, but the presence, that magical glow that the world instinctively leaned toward, that belonged to Kate. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through the palace, another grand royal event. Cameras were out, lights flashing, it was glamorous, exactly what you'd expect. And suddenly, Catherine walked in wearing the lover's knot again. Hearts skipped, gasps everywhere. The tiara shimmered, and it was like Diana's spirit stepped into the room. Again, people were stunned. "She's just like Diana," they whispered, not because she mimicked her, but because she held herself with that same quiet strength. The tiara, oh, it didn't just shine, it spoke. It whispered stories of resilience, loss, dignity. Now guess who else was there? Queen Camilla. Yes, she looked elegant, regal. She had her own tiara, magnificent no doubt, but barely anyone noticed. Her jewels sparkled, sure, but they didn't say anything. Kate's tiara, on the other hand, it was like a book written in diamonds. Social media blew up. The internet was flooded with side-by-side comparisons of Diana and Catherine. Photos were plastered across timelines. "The new people's princess," everyone declared. It was like Diana's legacy had gracefully floated over to Catherine without her even reaching for it. Camilla, she felt it, deeply, that sting, after years of trying to win over the public, after surviving brutal headlines, side-eyes, awkward appearances, and relentless comparisons to Diana. Here she was, in the shadows, again. That night, it wasn't just a royal dinner, it was a shifting of power, a silent but earth-shaking one. Kate didn't just wear a tiara, she carried a legacy. And the people, oh, they felt it. Inside the glittering walls of Buckingham Palace, the whispers were louder than the orchestra. Camilla tried for so long to be accepted, to be seen, to be loved. She walked beside the king, smiled at every event, and wore gowns sewn with history. But the tiara, that one iconic piece, it eluded her. When Queen Elizabeth passed, everyone assumed Camilla would finally claim that jewel. The lover's knot had her name written all over it, or so people thought. But nope, the Queen chose Catherine. That wasn't just a fashion decision, that was a statement. And it was permanent. In royal tradition, when a tiara is passed down, especially from queen to princess, it stays with that woman for life. Once gifted, it can't be borrowed or shared. It's hers, forever. So that night, as Catherine glided into the ballroom with the lover's knot sparkling like a dream, it hit Camilla like a ton of bricks. She would never wear it, not even once. She could wear a dozen other tiaras, but not this one. Not the one everyone whispered about. Not the one that lived in people's hearts. Not the one that mattered.
To Duchess Kate paying tribute to her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana. Kate wearing Diana's favorite tiara at the royals' biggest bash.
The party went on. Toasts were raised. Smiles plastered on. But under the shine, the mood had shifted. Everyone felt it. No one said it, but it was there. Camilla had climbed a mountain to be queen. She'd endured storms, public fury, cold shoulders. And now, just as she reached the top, Catherine arrived and all eyes turned, because that tiara didn't just glitter. It remembered Diana, and it told the world she's here, still. Through Catherine. Catherine didn't flaunt it. She didn't even mention it. But with every flash of that diamond-encrusted tiara, people saw more than sparkle. They saw remembrance. They saw hope. They saw the future. Camilla, she looked on, her smile tight, her posture graceful but stiff. Because when you wear a crown but no one's really looking at you, it hurts. But that's the thing. The crown doesn't choose the head. The people do. And that night, their eyes had chosen. They saw their next queen, not just by title, but by love. Camilla, determined not to be left behind in the sparkle game, made a bold move. At her next royal event, she donned the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, Queen Elizabeth's favorite. And yes, it was breathtaking, rich with history, sparkling with authority, a statement. She's showing her strength, one insider said, but still, the media focused on Kate. Again. No matter what Camilla did, Catherine's photo was the one plastered across front pages, popping up in feeds, lighting up comment sections. She's the one we love, people said. Not out loud in the palace, but online? Oh, absolutely. Catherine didn't ask for this spotlight. She didn't fight for it, but she had it. Because that's the thing about true affection. You can't earn it with diamonds. You earn it with presence, with grace, with being quietly powerful. Camilla had earned respect, but Catherine, she had the people's hearts. And then, the final sting. The tiara that Camilla had maybe once hoped would bridge the public gap, that glittering symbol of Diana's heartbreak and hope, it wasn't hers. Not ever, not even for one night. The story belonged to Kate now, and the world, especially the British public, understood exactly what that meant. That's when Camilla allegedly began to pull back a bit. Not in duty, but in style. Some insiders say she even started to rethink what jewels to wear. Why? Because now, every sparkle brought back a memory. Every shimmer reminded people of Diana, and every tiara that wasn't that one fell a little flat. Meanwhile, Catherine, she kept it classy. She didn't gloat, she didn't strut, she just kept walking that royal path with quiet elegance. And somehow, that made it all the more powerful. She wore it for Diana, one friend close to her said, not to steal a spotlight, but to honor the woman who came before her. No tweets, no interviews, just presence, just legacy. And honestly, that silence said more than 1,000 speeches ever could. Now let's spill the real royalty. These tiaras, they're not just shiny accessories picked out of a jewelry box like you're choosing earrings for brunch. Oh no, darling, they follow rules. Ancient, unspoken, ironclad royal rules. You see, in the royal family, tiaras aren't just decorations, they are messages. They're assigned, not chosen. Once a tiara is given, that's it. It stays with that woman forever. No switching, no returns, and absolutely no sharing. These glittering headpieces are storytelling devices passed from one generation to another like delicate, powerful secrets. And when Queen Elizabeth gave Catherine the lover's knot tiara, the door slammed shut on Camilla ever touching it. Ever. She may be queen consort, one insider whispered, but that tiara is untouchable now. It belongs to Catherine. Period. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Tiaras are only brought out for the grandest of occasions. Think state banquets, royal weddings, or diplomatic dinners that start after 5 p.m. You won't see them at a charity breakfast or a school visit, never. So when Catherine wears the lover's knot, it's not for glitz. It's because the moment matters. And when she does, people stop. People listen, not to her words, but to the story her jewels are telling. And let's not forget where this dazzling drama began. This tiara wasn't just pulled from a vault on a whim. It has a past that practically weeps with emotion. Created in 1914 for Queen Mary, it was designed to echo her own grandmother's heirloom. Diamonds and pearls arranged with such purpose that each shimmered with meaning, not just wealth. From Queen Mary, it traveled to Queen Elizabeth II, and then straight into the hands of Lady Diana Spencer on her wedding day. That tiara didn't just say, "Welcome to the family." It screamed, "Your life is about to change forever." And oh, did it ever. She wasn't just Duchess Kate anymore. She was the bridge between past and future, the keeper of Diana's legacy. And whether it was planned or not, everyone felt it. But what about Camilla? Oh, Camilla had her own tiaras, one of her personal favorites, the Greville tiara. Gorgeous, regal, deeply historical. It once belonged to Dame Margaret Greville, was passed to the Queen Mother, then to Queen Elizabeth II, and now Camilla wears it with pride. But here's the thing. The Greville tiara connects Camilla to tradition. To the older generation, it doesn't tug at the public's heartstrings the way the lover's knot does. It doesn't bring tears to people's eyes. It doesn't whisper Diana. So even when Camilla looked majestic wearing it, standing beside King Charles with poise and power, the internet wasn't flooded with comparisons to queens of the past. There weren't hashtags. There weren't gasps. There was respect, sure, but not adoration. Meanwhile, when Catherine walks into a room wearing Diana's tiara, people lose their minds. They whisper, "She reminds us of Diana." They smile through tears. They feel something royal, something real. And Catherine? She never flaunts it, never boasts, never tries too hard. She just wears it with the kind of calm strength that speaks volumes. That, my friend, is why the public can't help but compare. Not because it's cruel, but because it's undeniable. Camilla looks royal, Catherine looks remembered. And in the royal world, that difference means everything. Means everything. Means...